Ahí está, una vez más. Bueno, los Philadelphia Eagles son los campeones de la Conferencia Nacional. Le ganan a los San Francisco 49ers 31-7. Y como dice la canción, I left my heart in Philadelphia, not in San Francisco. No. We're going to the Super Bowl in Arizona. Left my heart in Philadelphia. Ahí va.
Oh, I love it. I love it. See, Rickie Ricardo told me the last time that he has an R&B background. I thought that was just in spinning. I didn't know you could grab the mic and sing too. Rickie Ricardo with some great calls at the end of our Philadelphia Eagles, Ricky. Our Eagles. Jim Trotter represents San Francisco in the middle. We bookends Philadelphia Eagles. Man, what a game. And you told us that Hassan Reddick was going to have an impact. And the only question is, were you surprised that it happened so quickly with Reddick?
No, not at all. I mean, he has been a dynamo all year long, and he was saving his best for last. By the way, gentlemen, in honor of this return appearance today, I broke out the heavy artillery. There it is, boys. From the last Super Bowl. Okay? From the last Super Bowl, and now I need one on this hand to balance things out a little bit. But no, I wasn't surprised that Hassan Reddick. Look, they were ready for that 49. I told you that Brock Purdy had never experienced anything like the energy he was going to experience that day at Lincoln Financial Field. It came early. After halftime, I really kind of felt sorry for the 49ers. I expected a real battle from that team and from Kyle Shanahan. But I'll take it as it comes, and we're on our way to Arizona on Sunday.
As you sang so beautifully. Hey, how long you been singing? Let's just get to that. Tell us about your singing career.
Let me. You know who was my vocal? I'm talking about many years ago. Remember, I mentioned to you I have a lot of years in R&B radio, but Howard Hewitt, the lead singer from Shalimar. Okay, I was best man at one of his weddings. One of them.
What?
Okay, but yeah, Howard, who sang "This Is for the Lover in You." That was my vocal inspiration right there. And then I spent a lot of years on tour with Rick James, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother episode.
No, you didn't just bring up Rick James. That was my guy. You were on tour.
I was his tour MC for 6 years during the Street Songs, Give It to Me Baby, Super Freak era.
No, hold on, Michael Holler. We got to set aside. We got to set aside the
listen.
show.
Come on, let's go. Yeah, go ahead.
Ricky,
do your thing.
Story.
Yeah,
come on, Ricky.
Go ahead.
Give them to me. I got to know. Give them to me.
Well, I'll give you one example. Remember, this is all happening when I was at WBLS in New York with the legendary Frankie Crocker. That's where I cut my teeth in radio. But I can tell you a quick story. Me and Rick James, we got arrested in Memphis, Tennessee one morning for kicking a duck at the Peabody Hotel. You know, they have prize ducks at the Peabody Hotel that take a walk once in the morning and once in the evening. And the police blocked the traffic. These prize ducks, which is the logo of the famous Peabody Hotel, they come down from their perch. They go into a little body of water, a little lake that they have across the street. They swim for a little while. They go back upstairs. It happens twice a day. And Rick James, who was, shall we say, in need of certain things on the street at about 6 o'clock in the morning, because he had run out of certain items, well, you know, was a little bit desperate, didn't want to wait for the ducks to cross the street. So he kicked one of the ducks, and the next thing I know, we were both in handcuffs. Mm-hmm. Released shortly after. But yeah, that's a true story. One of many.
You can't be kicking ducks. Hey, but go ahead, Jim. Go ahead. You got to follow up on the ducks.
No, not on the ducks, but Rick James was like my guy. My wife will tell you. I mean, Street Songs was it. So I went and saw him twice on tour for when that album was out with him and Tina Marie.
And you probably saw Ricky.
I was on
you probably heard.
That's what I'm saying.
Most of the
That's
tours,
what I'm saying. I wish
Rick, Tina, and the Mary Jane Girls. Year after year after year.
But phenomenal. Saw them at the Oakland Coliseum twice. So, but Ricky, that tour.
And before we get there,
first of all,
one more story, because you said Howard Hewitt gave you voice lessons. Is that what you said?
Well, that was my vocal inspiration, was Howard Hewitt, because I met my first wife when he sang to her, "This is for the lover in you." You know, and that was my proposal to my first wife, was with Howard Hewitt. So you asked me where I got my inspiration to sing. It came from my boy Howard.
Hey, Howard Hewitt was the original kid from Akron. Shout out Akron, Ohio, Howard Hewitt. So hey, man, don't talk to me about LeBron James, the original kid from Akron.
You're right.
Howard Hewitt.
No, Ricky, we got to get together off camera, because I need to hear these stories about Rick, because I just watched the HBO doc again on Rick, which was phenomenal.
It was
have you seen
hilarious. That? It's great.
I've seen it. Was part of Confessions of a Super Freak, the book, and the whole thing. Yeah, I got a lot to tell. It'll all come out one day.
I was going to ask you, what was missing in that documentary that we need to know?
What kind of channel are we on right now? I don't know.
Michael always tells me we're good to talk.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's not all good for me. Remember, I work for the New York Yankees, so there's certain things I got to hold back on. Okay.
I get it. So, what will Kansas City have to do to deal with your Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl? What is Kansas City? How can Kansas City counteract all the things that Philadelphia brings game to game?
Well, I'm going to leave that to Eric Bieniemy and to Andy Reid. Now, in Philadelphia, there's a big divide where about half of the fan base has a bad taste in their mouth about Andy Reid, although he changed the culture and took them to 5 NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl. That, you know, they lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots by 3 points. The other half feels completely different about Andy Reid. I think the battle of the chess game here between Andy Reid and Jonathan Gannon on defense is intriguing to me. Gannon, I think, needs to take a look at the film of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win over the Chiefs a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl down here in Tampa, where they limited Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense to, I believe it was just 9 points. Now, I understand that they had some offensive linemen down for that game, did the Chiefs. This revamped offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs is much stronger. But if I were Andy Reid, the guy I'm using here is Isaiah Pacheco. That young man from Rutgers is very, very impressive. You know, without the cheetah, with that speed, and who knows what Mecole Hardman can or can't bring, I think the Eagles will do a decent job on Kelsey, as they did with Kittle, when they have the advantage of having Avonte Maddox and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I think they'll do a good job on Travis Kelsey. Really, the guy that I'm going to keep my eye on from the Kansas City point of view is that combination of McKinnon out of the backfield and Isaiah Pacheco. That's who I'm worried about.
Ricky, help me here. What's the divide in Philadelphia about Andy Reid?
You know, it was a long-standing feud he had with the local talk radio hosts. He never really gave much. When the team won, he was very introverted. When the team lost, the most you got out of Andy Reid was, well, I got to do a better job. Got to do a better job. And in Philadelphia, it's a very feels. You guys have both, been in Philadelphia. Unless you really get into it with the people, as Nick Sirianni has done, he has become, one of us, per se. Andy Reid really never, had the arm twisted to become one of them. He was always a bit of a aloof figure as the head coach of the Eagles, although he was there for such a long time. He never, it seemed like he never really gave his all of himself to that fan base. And a good percentage of it hasn't forgiven him for that.
Oh, I get it. Well, Ricky, we'll see you next week. Appreciate it. Enjoy the game. Philadelphia, Kansas City, in Arizona. Sing for us on the way out. Give us a little song as we get some music.
City. We're gonna beat Kansas City like a drum, baby. Woo! We're gonna beat Kansas City. We're gonna beat Kansas City like a drum. Yeah.
Thank you, Ricky.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.